Okay, it's time for everybody's favorite, or not, eBay crap videos. I've been buying junk again. It's stacking up around here. Damn, people keep buying crap. I don't know what's up with that. Alright, so, first thing on the list is this big box. I already know what's in its cases. Everybody wants me to build up a big motors. So when you're going to build up big motors, you got to have something to work from. So you got two choices. You can buy Harley parts, you can buy aftermarket stuff. Big difference in price between the two, believe me. Plus you can't register a race bike very easily, so stock parts works a little better for street bikes. Alright, so here, it's hard to see because the camera's way over there. Here's to be a nicely packed set of cases. I'm not a big fan of bubble wrap because it collapses, but in this case it made it here. Didn't have far to go. Looks like I've done this before. Good job of packing. So there's one. Guess what that is? Oh, number 2. I've been looking for a while for some cases, and actually 3 of them popped up, so I bought one of each one. One black, one silver. Again, good packaging for what it is. It only had to go 100 miles. Okay, so we got 2 of them here. So, let's see here. Get the hard stuff off first. Got the camera too close to me or too far, I can't tell. We'll move it back a little bit so you can see better. This must be the silver one. So there you got one Harley motor. And some bolts. Nice. Can you tell what it is? That's a good way to ship a set of studs. They figured that out. So I never thought about doing it this way. That's a good job of packing. Somebody knew how to build packaging good and cheap. Okay, so there's a set of those. And this is going to be another set. Take the panties off, they don't want to come off. There we go. Extra hardware. Ooh, I got a bonus part. We got a spacer there for that motor. This one appears to be dark. Look at that. I don't like the common package, I like the single better. Okay, so there we go. We got 2 cases to screw up with. So basically we got here, we got 2 twin cam motors. One silver, one black. Roller bearing motor. And what's been making a while for me to find these things is these are both Timken motors. You got Timken bearings in here. Because these are first generation motors, not second or third. See, there's a Timken bearing down on there. So no Timken bearing conversion required on a 99 to 02 motor. 03 and up requires a conversion. These come with Timkens in them. So if you're going to modify a motor, modify one that you don't have to have a modified part already. Get one that's already made correctly to start with. A lot better to go. The other advantage of these early motors is that that main bearing is bigger than the later main bearing. I'm trying to remember if we had a main bearing floating around here. I just got done doing a couple of motors, but I think we threw away all the bearings. Probably did, because I don't see any laying around here. But anyway, these bearings are bigger than the 03 and up bearing. So that's a plus and a minus. It's a plus because it's a stronger lower end. It's a minus because the cam hits in here and you got to cut the case out for clearance. So when you put a big ass cam in here, it's going to hit hard. So you will have to modify that. You also have to put some limiters in here so the bearing won't walk out. So you can do that by putting a snap ring in there, which I can do, or you put set screws in here, which I can do. The set screws are a lot cheaper to do than putting an O-ring snap ring groove in there. But I did tooling for both back in the day, so I got the combinations all figured out. Now there's some other changes on the transmission oil line stuff. I am not sure the difference between the early and late oil system. I like this one because it has oil lines I can dick with and not stupid inside tranny case that are all hidden. So I prefer this style myself. So everything about this earlier motor, except for the limited cam clearance here, I like better on the earlier twin cam than the later twin cam. And like I said, these already have the Timkens in there, so you don't have to worry about doing a conversion. Those stupid Jim's conversions or Scream Eagle, they are screwed into the case, and when you push the bearing case in, the crank in out of the case, a lot of times it'll pull the whole bearing assembly out of the case also, which means you got a big problem. And I don't like that. So this is my preferred build up for the case. Now, I like Evo motors. I think it's the better design, but there are disadvantages to an Evo motor. One is you got a small little bearing in there compared to a big ass one, and you got provision to go even bigger in here. Second is you got valve angle issues because they are common down to here, single cam. You got more push rod angle, especially on the exhaust valve. On this front one, its angles way over like this. You can see how it's way off. So that's bad on your high RPM valve train. Now I like Sportster motors, they have 4 valves. Well, the old ones do, the new ones don't. They're over at cam now. But when you have 4 valves, 4 cams and 4 valves, the push rod angle is pretty straight on all 4 of them. That's ideal. Twin cam is the next best one. At least these two here go up to a common area up here. Now you are making some kind of a little bit of a twist situation going on, which means this one here is offset a little bit. And I don't know if that's the intake or exhaust. It does the offsetting, but it has a twist to it. It's not the best, but it's better than this one. So I like the twin cam better than the single cam motor. That means I don't like MH because MH are single cam. Now I do like single cam because they're not complex. They don't fail as much as the twin cam stuff, but push rod angles are push rod angles. It's better on a twin cam than single. Now when it comes to single cam motor, I much prefer the Evo design cam drive than the late stuff, M8 with chain, all that crap in there. There's pros and cons of chains, a lot of arguments back and forth on that over the years. I don't care, you can argue all you want. So my number 1 choice is 4 cams, number 2 is 2 cams, number 3 is 1 cam on a V-twin motor. So that's how I go with it. So this has the twin cam, so we get the better angle and all that, so I like it a little bit better. Now, there are some people that have put M8 top ends on these already. I'm not a big fan of 4-valve motors, but I do like the bolt pattern and the big bore of the big motor. And the twin cam, Yeah, well, the twin cam Evo motors are kind of, or not Evo, damn. The twin cam motor is kind of maxing out about a 4 1/4 bore on most applications. S&S makes their big ass one that I think it's like a 4 3/8 bore maybe. I don't remember. It might still only be a 4 1/4. Just a lot of stroke. But it's limited. Whereas your M8 motors are going 4.6 bore right now on them things. So a lot of bore. So that is a nice part of that. The flow of the heads between the two. In the real world, the 2-valve motor will take more abuse than a 4-valve ever will. That's why nitromethane top fuel motors for cars are 2-valve and not 4-valve. 4-valve did not work. Never will work. Too much heat, too much pressure. Great for high RPM gas motors, suck for fuel motors. So, what are you going to build? Same on a turbo motor. You put too much heat on a 4-valve, it melts out all the 4 valves. Can't get rid of the heat. They're too hot. 2-valve, you got room to get the coolant in there. Let the pressure overcome the restriction. So there you go. That's the difference between 2 and 4. So I bought these here to kind of play with. So I might try to put an M8 on top of this, and I'm gonna play around the bores in here. Now I'm assuming this has a taller deck. The M8 motor has a taller deck height than the Evo does. So I might have to weld this up, and I'll definitely have to space things out. Now I can either space it out with a crankcase spacer right here, and just grow it sideways a lot, which is probably what you're going to have to do. Otherwise you'll be way out here on your cylinder. This is the VIN number right here, so it'd be nice to keep the VIN number where you can still have a VIN for your motor. But you can weld all this stuff up here out to here or further, come out at an angle, and spread it out this way too. So there's options there. The other thing is this has a bolt together transmission, which is a lot stronger than the old separate system over here where you bolted the motor to the tranny or bolted the motor to the frame. This is a lot stronger when the power pack is bolted together. There's no way of denying that it's a better design for strength. It looks like crap, but for strength it's way better. The primary cover, same thing, it's stronger. Now this is a 5-speed motor. The 5-speed tranny is stronger than a 6-speed. I don't care what anybody says. 5-speed does not blow up like 6-speeds do. Period. So this is a 4-speed application. Having more bolts in here to help hold this all together, definitely better on an M8. They got, or on a late twin cam. They got 6 bolts in here holding this thing together instead of 4. Now you can upgrade this by going from 5/16 to 3/8 bolts, which would help a little bit. And nobody said you can't add extra holes if you want to. A little bit of welding, a little bit of machining, do whatever you want. But for me, the 4-speed is going to work better application for what I think it's going to be. So I've been looking for these earlier cases for a while now, and I finally together. They're starting to strip those bikes a lot more now, so the stuff's starting to show up on up on the eBay and stuff a lot easier than it used to be. And the price are down to where's my price range. That'd be called dirt cheap. I like that price range. Oh, this one even got the oil filter bracket on it. This one did not. I didn't notice that. So this one cost me more money too. So didn't notice it's missing the oil filter. So there's one more part I'm going to have to go hunt down now. Oh well. Or not even use it. Going big bore, I might not use it. Who knows? We'll see. Now this here on a twin cam, the valve train is real close to the cylinder. On an M8, it's way out here. I noticed that on the Buell application. I was playing around trying to do that on my Buell. So you got a gap about the width of my finger between the cylinders on the M8. These are right close. So that's going to be a problem on the bigger bore. So pretty much whatever you do on a bigger bore on this motor, it's going to all go that way. So these are basically made to be 4-inch bore motors. See, that's 4 inches already. So when you go up to a 5-inch register, it's got to go out an inch to the left. So that means you got to weld it to at least here. So you got to add that much metal. Now the other option is to put the spacer in here and just move the whole case over, and then put a 1/2-inch spacer between your cases here and do it that way. But then you got a problem with the crank clearance down here. Your crank becomes just, the crank doesn't stick out far enough on the end of the sprocket to drive it correctly. But you can compensate on that with some trickery by doing some weird stuff. My way of getting around that was use late crank with the splines on it, which is your 07 and later motor, and put it in an early application. So Ultima will build me a crank like that. They'll also build me an Evo crank like that too. So they'll use a late spline on this side, 7 to 17, and probably M8 too. I bet it's probably the same. And then on this side you can have Evo, twin cam, early or late twin cam. So you can mix and match. So they'll build it however you want because you're buying their crank. Harley, you can mix and match that a little bit too, but not very easily because there's two different strokes. It doesn't really mix very well. But anyway, aftermarket parts, you can play around doing different stuff like that. So the easiest way to do this is to put a spacer in here, either 1/2 inch or 3/4, whatever I can get away with. Probably, I think a 1/2 inch would probably get me where I need to be, and I can board things out and all that. But I might wind up going a full inch over. Who knows? It depends on how the valve train lines up on this side. So anyway, that's something I'll play with, or I'll play with. And then I'll put together a massive big bore motor with twin cam lower end, stupid M8 heads because everybody thinks M8s are best. Whatever. So I'll play around and build up something, and I'm going to shoot for a 4.8 bore because I don't see any reason why you can't go 4.8. So even though everybody else maxed at 4.6, I think I can go 4.8, and Chromatic will do me a gasket. I don't care, or I'll just use a copper gasket. I can get copper gaskets made and take care of the problem anyway. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at doing, playing around a little bit. So it's not going to be a this year project. That'll be something I'll play with. Down the road, I'm collecting parts, so I need to get a set of, I need an M8 top end, head stuff off. So anybody got an M8 top end with the new style Screaming Eagle rectangular port, square port intake, I need a set of those heads. They don't have to be a good set. Scratched and broken is my favorite stuff to use. Drop valves, I don't care. I'm going to play with it anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. If I don't, I'll use a set of probably oil-cooled heads because I don't like the big water passing and water-cooled stuff. But either way, that's what I'm looking at. So we're going to play with this a little bit. I'm not sure what stroke I'm going to run, but being me, why not put some crank in it? That means all the way. 5-inch stroke. If you're going to piss people off, you might as well piss them off all the way. I will have to get a set of custom rods made that are probably 9 inches long, but I'm okay with that. So anyway, there you go. That's the plan for this setup. But if you're going to build yourself a nice twin cam motor, it's hard to beat these early cases. They made lots of them. There are a lot out there, so it's just the disadvantage is bolting onto a 6-speed Trinity does not fit. So it's hardly clear on these oil galleries, and I don't know exactly the differences, so there might be some problems on making that all work. Ultima makes the early and late transmission case, so whatever they did different, you can buy an Ultima tranny, bolt it right to it. It's got a stronger set of gears than Harley anyway on most of that stuff, because the Harley gears out there now are going to be old and beat on. So new gears are going to be stronger in that respect. And just buy the early tranny, bolt it on, and you're golden. You can bolt that into a newer bike because the bolt patterns are all the same. Motor and transmission go in the same spot. So they screw around with pivot diameters and offset slightly, but that's all workable. You can work around those problems. So, but anyway, there you go. So we got a couple to choose from here, what we're going to do. So just what I need is another project. I got a whole stack of race motors up there in project made mode already, but whatever, we'll see. So anyway, there we go. I'm going to play with that a little bit and see what happens.